Hello internet friends, I'm Ryan and this is Demos in the Dark, and tonight we are looking at a brand new amp from Silktone Amps, and it's one of those little amps, but this is unlike any tiny amp I've ever tried in my life, and I've tried a lot of them. First thing I'm going to do here is run it down on a mix on multiple guitar tracks, and then come on back, we'll hear from Charles at Silktone, and then we'll run through the Micronaut all by its lonesome.
We're talking about the Micronaut. I'm super excited. I've been waiting to show this to everyone for quite a while. We put a lot into it. It's a tiny little amp, but we packed in like even more than our other amps. It's our new like entry level, least expensive amp, but somehow also the most sophisticated, like as far as circuit design and filtering and features and stuff like that. To get right into it, it's a little 4-watt mini head. It's a full tube amp, a drive unit. It works as a fuzz. It's an amazing direct inbox. You can use it as a preamp in front of another amp. It has a really simple control layout. You have volume is the big knob, tone is the other knob. It's a tilt EQ similar to our Astro, but just voiced a little bit differently. And then the mode switch, mode 1, you get cleans. A lot of clean headroom, even in a tiny little amp like this. It can take pedals really well, as Ryan will show you. And then mode 2 is my favorite. That's when it gets crazy and open, overdrive, fuzzy territory. That's for all your dirtier, drivey type stuff. I love driving another amp with that mode. So I really love using mode 2, cranking it and driving it into like a Silktone amp, and then getting reverb or something out of it. So you're getting that power tube drive sound, the really wild and open drive sound that's different from our other amps from the little Micronaut, and then re-amplifying it with the more powerful Silktone with reverb. Or you can plug it into like a JC120 or something, turn it into like a little 100-watt amp. It's awesome. It's really versatile that way. So the thing that makes that feature special is the line out that we designed into it. Even though it's a tiny little amp, we use premium Sour Sound transformers, and we designed the transformer to have a line out tap. So it's not a normal resistive line out that you find on most other amps that, when you use it, it works, but it doesn't sound like the amp. It doesn't react like the amp. Your peaks and dips are different, and just the whole behavior of the amp is different. With this one, you can plug it straight into a DAW, or like I said, into another amp, and the Micronaut will still behave as if a speaker is plugged in, even when it's not. When the speaker is unplugged, it engages a reactive load on the circuit, so the power tube still thinks a speaker's there, and behaves as, you know, as it should. So that's about it. I'm gonna let Ryan get back into it and show you some more tones. But what I would really like to see from you, Ryan, is to take this thing to the extremes and take one of your Firebird equipped guitars, maybe take the tone stack and go full treble, go to the Mode II, and then go on your bridge pickup and play around there. And then staying in Mode 2, go all the way bass on the tone stack and go to your neck pickup. And you guys will see just how usable that tone knob really is. And then go on your bridge pickup and play around there. And then staying in Mode 2, go all the way bass on the tone stack and go to your neck pickup. And you guys will see just how...
Can he do that? I think he just did that. All right, Charles, this is a Firebird equipped guitar. This is an Abernathy Guitar Sonic Empress with Righteous Sound Bluebird pickups in there. And I will do the first of your suggestions. We are on to, we are cranked all the way. Tone is as bright as it can go. Bridge pickup. Let's see. All right, so we're gonna start on channel 1. I know these controls aren't terribly easy to see. I have everything nooned out. We'll explore channel 1, then we'll move over to channel 2, and then we will look at it with humbuckers. grabbed myself a Dunnable Cyclops DE here. The pickups on these are pretty hot. So I think we can get some good thump out of this amp with these pickups. Also, I want to start on the clean channel because I have a hard time keeping amps 3 times the size clean with these particular pickups. So I'm curious to see what that will do. Okay, now for some fun. What we are going to do is we are going to run the line out of the Micronaut into the input jack of the Silktone amp. So the Silktone amp by itself sounds like this. First thing we can do is use clean channel 1 and boost the front end of the Silktone amp. We can switch it over to channel 2, and that is where the awesome happens. So let's just think about I/O routing on this for 1 second. So I went straight into this amplifier and then this amplifier into the Silktone amplifier. You could feasibly do this a whole bunch of different ways. You could go straight into your board into here as a preamp for your amp, and then into your amp. You could run it as a preamp for your board. That would give your effects a new life for sure. And of course, you can use this as a direct out, direct in when you are using it in the studio or even live. You can just run straight out and into an IR loader if you want, and it will be Awesome. All right, so there you go. That was just a brief look at the Silktone Micronaut. Very, very cool amp. This is the most unique small amp that I have ever played. The headroom just blows me away, and the drive is also absolutely delicious. And all of it in this tiny little package. So thanks, Charles, for sending this over for me to check out, and thank you for your time.